Hi, my name is Paul Stafford. I'm Director of the Foundation course here at Kingston University. And I'm going to take you on a tour of the building. It won't be too long, maybe 15 minutes or so. I'll take you around all the different areas and I'll show you students' work, and we'll go to one of our students' halls of residence. I started here really because we're outside the faculty now, and behind me is a photograph of how the faculty's Learning Resource Centre, which you and I would call a library, is going to be. This is this photograph just here. It's the final phase of development in the faculty. Over the past 4 years, we've spent somewhere around £12 million on the building, and the final stage, this stage, we're bringing the spend to about 15 million. And so we spent a lot of money making sure this building is fit for the students that are going to inhabit it. So I think as you wander around, you'll see that the spaces are very good, very high spec, but also they retain what this faculty has always had, which is a sense of purpose and a sense of humour, I think. So let's go on a tour in the building. So here we are, the outside of the fashion room, and behind me are all the students' photographs of their garments, things that they've made. I think what's important here is that the students are showing us their demographic. They're showing us where they're aiming their particular garment at, which is a really important part, obviously, of fashion design, is who you're aiming for, what's your market. So it's really important that students think about that. We'll take you in the room now and show you the rest of the work in here. I think you'll be very impressed by it. Our Dean talked, in fact, this morning about our show in general to the rest of the faculty management group. He was saying what a fantastically high standard it was. And so let's go and have a look. So here we are in the fashion room now. Russ is going to pan around. Russ is our senior technician, so he's going to pan around and show you some things in a minute. I just wanted to say one or two things about garments like this. Look at this wonderful piece of work here that looks like a fox, but it's bits of copper wire. Really beautiful object, really wonderful piece of work. And look at the tailoring on this. A wonderful tailoring. This shouldn't be in a foundation show. This our Dean came round yesterday. I thought this was like second year degree standard, and I agree with him. It's gone far, far, far beyond where a foundation course should go. So, and you'll see that as Russell pans around you. So please enjoy. We're in a room now of graphic design and illustration students, and I think what you'll find unusual here in this room is the confidence the students have to produce really one outcome, one final piece. You won't find in here walls of or cubicles of life drawings of people's all their portfolio. What they produced here is a final major project they've written themselves, and they produced in the main just one object dotted around this room here. If you look down here, this girl, Maya, who's staying here at Kingston, has produced, she's questioning the notion of what things actually are in terms of graphic design, the notion of how we perceive things. So she's got a wooden saucepan here that actually, if you set light to it, it would set light, wouldn't it? She's got a chocolate cup and saucer here. She's got something that looks like a J-cloth, and in fact, if you put water on it, it dissolves. So in terms of graphic design, she's kind of questioning how we perceive things, how we look at things. That's really interesting, conceptually based, ideas-based work you'll hear across this course the whole time. I'm going to show you her research in a second, and Russell's going to pan around this room to show you these really confident, really intelligent, quite humorous students, many of whom are staying here at Kingston next year. This is a wall of research. You'll find this across the whole foundation course. Something we talk about the whole time. Research, ideas, 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 ideas is what you'll hear the whole time. And each of these students here has got a string. This is Maya's. This is a 6-week project. This is Maya's research. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different books of research. Each one talking about her project, discussing her project, different aspects of it, looking at wood types, looking at different materials. Look at it. Look at it. Pages and pages and pages. Playing with toast, playing with writing on toast, burning toast, using different things to produce her project. Look at it. Pages and pages. It goes on and on. Dissolvable tea towels, part of their final project. And then look at all this work by this student. And she's absolutely typical of what goes on in this foundation course. Absolutely typical. It's all these students. I could show you any one of them Every student with nearly 7, 8, 9, 10 different books of research on one 6-week project. One project they wrote themselves, their own final major project. I think it's fantastically great. So, Russell will pan around and show you this. I'm completely bowled over by it. So we're in the final room of graphic design and illustration students. Behind me is storyboards of our students who are working in moving image. And we're going to show you one of the short films, or a part of the short films. It's the funniest film I've ever seen. It's by one of our students called Jacob, and this is the storyboard here. This is a guy whose job, or whose life is spent watching paint dry every day. That's what he does. He gets into the studio and he paints something and he watches paint dry. So we'll just show you that movie in a minute, and then Russell will take you around this room again and show you some of the individual objects the students have made in this particular area. And again, as I said before in the other room, students having the confidence to produce one object as the final product from their whole 1-year experience. There's a massive amount of confidence to do that. So Russell will pan around and then we'll show you this short movie of Jacob's, which I think you'll find completely hilariously great and interesting. You like this? Here we are in the moody world of 3D design. You'd expect to see in here, wouldn't you, a bunch of chairs someone's made, or sort of a walking stick or something. You won't find that in this course. They've designed an artist studio. In this room here is a smashed out room which they've built themselves, all of it, the walls, the floors, everything. And they've devised different objects within the room which are their own objects. So as a group, in terms of 3D design, they've worked very much together as a group, because when they go out to the industry, that's what they have to do. They have to work together with product designers, interior designers, lighting designers. All those things got to work together in projects now. People now can't any longer be one subject-specific person. They have to deal with lots of teams of people. So this team of people have put together a fantastic room inside of here. Part of it is this flashing light. It's meant to be that way, kind of like a derelict building. So we'll show you around here. I think you'll find it fantastically interesting. The photos up here, and they're quite ironic, they're quite funny. It says the woodwork and metalwork class of the year 2011, which is just hilarious, I think. So have a look, you're going to like this. I mentioned before that we spent £12 million on this building, and we're going to spend £50 million. And this studio space is an inner studio space that we've refurbished. The Dean was a bit upset, I think, because I think he thought we'd smashed the building to pieces, which we haven't. This is one of the students' projects, a girl called Kaya, who's done really, really, really well. She's designed the whole interior space, and around here are each of the students' objects. So Russell will show you around, and I'm completely bowled over with this. It's a completely untypical 3D design show. Okay, so we're in a building called Avionics. It's across the way from Knights Park. It's a bit of a rundown building, used to be used to make small parts for the aeronautical industry. This is a piece of work up by a guy called Alex. And on this video here, you have his final piece, which is in fact a tiny, tiny model of this entire exhibition. So as you go in here, you will see all these bits and pieces that are on this video inside this particular room. It's a really, really clever idea. So let's go in there and show you around. So we're in the room now that I just mentioned to you before. Fantastic bunch of fine art students, and I'm a fine artist myself by trade. I trained at the slide skill. But look at this piece of work here. Fantastic piece of work. This is about this girl's life and about her weight. And so from top to bottom, hanging from the ceiling, objects went from when she was a tiny child all the way down to kind of bones and artifacts of people when they actually die. This weighs exactly the same weight as she weighs. And underneath here is a thing to stand on to gauge your weight. So it's all about her life. It's a self-portrait in a sense, but it weighs exactly what she weighs. And for some reason, lots of hanging things in this exhibition this year. We don't quite know why. There's not been a Cornelia Parker exhibition anywhere. We can't think why they're all hanging things, but lots of them are hanging things. And again, very confident, very, very astute work. And again, mostly one piece in here, and again, showing you the fact that students can go forward and as a result of their entire year's operation, produce one piece of work. So Russell will show you around, and I hope you're very impressed. So here we are at the end of the show. As I said, I've taken you around graphics illustration, I've taken you around fine art, fashion, 3D design, I've shown you Jade's room and Hall's residence. This is the end of the tour, I guess. So what I've finally got here is a list of destinations. So all of our students, we've got 106 home students, about 25 international students, 130 in total, a very small course still. 68 of you students staying here on this list. 68, which is amazing. If they're not staying here, they go into really, not the top 10% anymore, the top 5% of all the art design courses in the country. They go into Ruskin School of Art, they're going to Glasgow, they're going to Goldsmiths, they're going to UCL. They go into the top 5%, you'd say, of all art design courses around the country. I think that's what's exceptional about the students on this course. They've had a wonderful year, and I have a wonderful year with them. As I told them the other night in private view, I was really proud of them. They'd really excelled themselves. It was a wonderful, wonderful show. So I hope you've enjoyed looking around the show as much as I've enjoyed taking you around. Thank you all very much.